Now,
Recovery doesn't start tomorrow.
calling all angels.
Recovery starts right now. And here to help is Rated R for Recovery.
Calling all you angels. Calling all angels. Calling all you angels.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Rated R for Recovery. Our website, ratedr4recovery.com. And you can like us on Facebook, see us on the Facebook, share us on the Facebook, and invite your friends to like us on the Facebook. What we ask everybody to do each and every week is we have our own YouTube channel. It is, of course, Rated R for Recovery. And if you'd go on that channel and like and subscribe, we'd appreciate it. That has to do with that fancy thing. Joy, they call that analytics, don't they?
As far as I know.
Yeah, as far as I know, too. I'm an addict and alcoholic. My name's John.
Hey, John.
And my co-host,
I'm an alcoholic. My name is Joy. Welcome to the show.
Joy, is going to describe to each and every one of you listeners at home or here at the studio audience what Rated R for Recovery is.
This is our mission statement. Rated R for Recovery is a recovery-based, faith-driven program bringing hope, healing, and restoration to individuals and families impacted by addiction.
Very nice, very nice. So that's what we do. We're just trying to help the next person that comes along, and we'd like to thank. We do have sponsors: JCI Solutions, Painting Contractors, The Next Step, Dual Diagnosis Treatment, Brian Edwards, Attorney at Law, Criminal Defense Attorney, because sometimes we need help with that area. White Sands Treatment Center, Shamrock Bail Bondsman, the Phoenix House, and our partners here and our host here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for Kimmies Recovery Zone.
Right on.
Yes. Well, we do this show out at Kimmies Recovery Zone, which is located at 507 Center Road in Fort Myers, Florida, each and every week. And we do the show in front of a studio audience so that you can come and you can hang out with us and you can see what we do firsthand right here in the studio. We'd also like to say hi to Jim. We say hi to the same people every week. We have quite a few followers, but a couple of people we like to recognize. And one is Jim in Canada.
Hey, Jim.
Hi to Jim. The other is my cousin Bonnie.
Bonnie.
in Philadelphia. You can. Yeah. Did you have anybody you want to say hello to? This is Alan, by the way.
Hi, I'm Alan. My mom.
Your mom. Always good to say
Mom.
hi to mom.
And my
That's very good. And also, we'd like to thank, and as usual, now it's become usual, Joy, that's Salvation Army.
Nice. Oh, yeah, we see them, or they see us Fridays.
Every Friday morning, they watch Rated R for Recovery. And yes, very good. So we'd like to thank the Salvation Army. And I believe our co-executive producer, Eileen Kay, will be scheduling the Salvation Army on the show at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, we have that to look forward to. We have something we want to announce, a couple of things that are coming up. On January 24th, there's the 2026 Homeless Pit Count. It's got food, backpacks, haircuts, flu shots, vaccines, VA benefits, and a lot more. It's an annual homeless service day, Veterans Day, and that is held at the Next Level Church on MLK, which stands for
Right.
Martin Luther King Boulevard. And that starts at 8 a.m. and goes to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's Saturday, January 24th. That's this Saturday. And then Joy is very involved with something called Women's Day. So I'm going to let Joy describe what Women's Day is.
The 41st Annual Women's Day. It's for women in recovery and their women friends, AA Al-Anon. It's March 7th at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater from 9 to 3. Doors open at 8:15. I think tickets are $40. You can call the local intergroup for tickets. It's 239-275-5111.
Very good, very good. Get that number again.
239-275-5111.
Very nice. So we break this show up into different segments, and the first segment we talk to somebody that may have struggled with whatever and gotten better and what they're like today. So my first guest is somebody that is a champion of giving back and also a very talented musician. We'll hear from him and his lovely wife at the end of the show. But let's start by welcoming Alan to the show.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Allen, you are so popular in the recovery community that they have given you the nickname Superman.
I guess so.
Yeah, well, yes. So that's why, and it's not Allen that gave himself that nickname, or was it?
No, I didn't. I wore lots of Superman things occasionally.
Yes, you do.
I guess
Yes, you do.
it's easier than saying
Yes.
my last name.
Which we won't say unless you want to.
I do. Allen Shervelle.
Very good. I think that's pretty easy.
It is, but if you see it spelled, it's not.
No, it sounds like a Chevelle, like a car.
It does.
It does. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get out of that and talk about a little bit about what it's like. What was it like for you? You're in recovery, right?
I am. Yes, from alcohol. So
Sobriety date?
October 22nd, 2013.
Woo!
One, if you're like me, or Alan, would you agree, or Joy, would you agree that if you are an everyday drinker or drug user, that 24 hours is a huge accomplishment?
Oh,
Yes, big time.
And so, how did you become an alcoholic, Alan?
I started drinking.
That's it. Thank
How-
you very much. Good night.
How old
ladies
were
and
you?
gentlemen. Thank you. Good night. Go ahead.
You know, I growing up, I saw it all throughout my family, and I just refused to do it. I just saw what it did to people. My dad took me to bars. I saw like it looked cool when he did it, and then I saw some other family members when they did it. It didn't look so cool, and I just decided, you know, I am not going to get into that because it looks terrible. And I made it without a drink until right before my sophomore year of college. And I was working at a restaurant with these two older guys back then, and they said, hey, we got this drink, and it looked like, I don't know, juice or something. Try it. So I took a little sip because I was afraid.
What was it? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was afraid. But going back to college, the sophomore year, you know, my freshman year, they always went out, and I never went out. I just didn't drink, and I was happy, whatever. But I was really excited because I was going to go back to college that sophomore year, and I was going to go out. And the first time I went out, I had 2 drinks. They were Malibu rums and Cokes.
And what happened?
Nothing. I thought, this is easy. I was afraid of this the whole time. This is nothing.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. And then a few weeks later, there was some party in the dorms around college campus, and this time they were doing shots. Okay? And there were different shots in different rooms, so I decided to try all the rooms. And
Really?
I don't remember how many, but I just remember going back to the room, falling on the bed saying, this is awesome. And as Bill Wilson said in his story, I had arrived. And that's when it started. And for me, you know, it was very clear when I became an alcoholic. That's when it affected my body. Something happened in my body, and from that point on, whenever I started drinking, I was never satisfied with the amount I took, and I wanted more and more and more. And it hit me hard and fast in those first couple of years. I got into just trouble.
So it starts out fun, and then it's
Yeah,
not.
it started out fun, and I even had some fun in college. I mean, I was drinking a big gallon of wine before some of my classes. I just thought that was normal, you know. And
So the partying on the weekend, it started to increase to a daily thing, or?
daily thing. It was pretty daily, and it was actually my third year into college. I learned from a professor. We were learning about Napoleon in world history class, and he called this he was teaching Napoleon. He said it's the Hughes hangover theory, and he said, well, how do you cure a hangover? You have a beer in the morning, and I had never
yeah.
heard that. So
There's the answer.
I tried it, and I loved it. And I did it in the morning, and that kept me out of class for like 3 straight days. And I was able to stop at this point, you know, but I was just...
For periods of time. you
For
mean.
some periods
Yes.
of time, but my mind was always on it.
They call that a mental obsession, ladies
Mm-hmm.
and gentlemen. If you don't know what that is, good, first of all. So that's one thing. But it's the constant thought of the next drink or the next drug. And one of the worst things, we can get we're laughing and joking about it because we can identify. It's a place where you've been, Joy?
Oh, yeah.
And so, and it's a place where I've been, so we can identify and we can joke about it now because we don't live our lives that way anymore. That's number one. But number two, what cracked me up was the fact that when we're coming up and we're hearing different stories or we're talking to different people, And what Allen said, what's the best way to cure a hangover is to drink more. And see, that's not something we need to hear. We don't need to hear that. So how far did this progress? Were you able to get through college?
I did. I got through college. I got my degree. I made it out of college, and it was right after I got out of college where, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. Then I'm like, no, that's just not for me. And then I wanted to be into business, and I'm like, this bores me. So I just got my English degree. I had that as open. I got out of college. I got married right away. I was just always looking to fill something, and drinking then after college started to progress. Where when I started, I couldn't physically stop unless I was put somewhere. I just couldn't, and I didn't know why. When it went in my system, done deal until I was in a hospital or a detox,
okay.
and that period lasted for a few years.
And so, how did this affect your relationship with your wife?
Correct. The first wife, yes. And
I don't know. We'll get to how many.
yeah,
but just,
yeah. Literally,
So-
literally drank her away. I drank. We were living in New Jersey at the time, and I ended up in Florida. I would run. I would always run, drink and run, and she just couldn't take it, and I get it. So.
My co-host Joy has a significant other that calls himself a runner as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he kept, it happens. It's one of these certain traits that some of us have. We don't all have them, but some of us have the same type of traits. Some of us are runners. Some of us just are in denial. Some of us are just out there. Who knows?
Yeah, I got a phone call once from my husband who said, I'm out of here. This is too much. I'm going to California. Well, I could tell by his voice that he was in a room that had a lot of echoes, like a cement room. I knew he wasn't going anywhere. He was in jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting too. I've done that as well. Okay, so you come to Florida.
So no, that was just on a bender. I eventually got back to New Jersey. Yeah, I left my Jeep at some random McDonald's in Maryland and took a Greyhound down to Florida. But I ended up flying back. Yeah, that was
That's
an
a song.
story. Oh yeah.
That's not even fun.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, that was just sort of the cycle thing, and I was introduced to AA around then. During that, I have 3 chapters. It was the somehow, someday I will control and enjoy my drinking years. I have the self-will run riot, though he usually doesn't think so years, and now I have the recovered years.
Right.
So that was in this cycle. I kept going through it and going through it. I got to my first AA meeting because I wanted to drive my truck into a tree, and they suggested, hey, let's go to this AA meeting. I was drunk.
Well, who are they?
People I worked with.
Okay.
I was working in a restaurant. I'd get fired from several jobs, but they brought me to this AA meeting, and I remember it being some big smoky hall, and they threw me in there. But that was my first experience. I started going to some AA meetings. I really didn't know what it was then, but I started going at that point, but it didn't quite work.
Well, you subscribe to this day to the 12 Steps of Recovery, don't you?
Yes, today I do.
And when he talked about the 3 phases of his life is described in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous.
It is, yes.
And so you get some exposure, a seed gets planted.
Seed gets planted.
You still drink.
I still drink, yes.
And what was the end? What was what was that bottom?
The end of that first chapter was, I don't remember, but it was just bad, and I finally just gave it up. And I got almost 6 years of recovery at that point. So I got sober, got almost 6 years, met who was then my second wife, completely sober. But I did learn one thing, that alcohol wasn't the problem, it was me. Because I managed to destroy that marriage without even drinking. My self-will run riot.
Right. So
sober.
So they say the alcohol and drugs are merely a symptom of
Yes.
a greater problem. I don't have a drinking problem. I have a thinking problem. And if I change the way I think, then I change the way I live.
And
the
I
12
can't change my thinking with my sick mind.
Yes, right. You can't be right. Very good. So laid out, it is set up to be a spiritual solution to a physical problem. But if I don't work at it, I get sick.
Correct, and that's what I didn't do work at it. I went from Jersey to Charlotte with my second wife, and then Charlotte to Nashville, where I started writing music. And I went to some AA. I was exposed in Charlotte. I did AA actually pretty good. I did the deal. I went to meetings. I had a sponsor. I moved to Nashville, and then I thought about getting a sponsor, and I played a lot of music, and I worked a lot, and I just really didn't see me as having a problem until life started to just get really just unmanageable, and I didn't know it until one day I was closing work down with almost 6 years, and I had gotten into some emotional trouble, just doing things I shouldn't have been doing, and I remember closing, about to pour the drink after almost 6 years, and I knew what would happen, and I didn't care, and I did it. And I took a drink. I got absolutely just obliterated that night. I made it another year after that, another full year before, again, I didn't do anything. And then that was the last stretch where I had like 6 months of in and out. It was very difficult.
So that's funny that you say that last stretch with the in and out, because that's my experience too. That is
And
mine.
the emotional pain.
That is not fun.
ya.
That in and out, you're seeing people that you love, you're coming in contact with people you love, and I hated myself. But this is not about me, so what happened to you next?
I just, I made a few days here and there. My second ex, she had enough. She took
gone.
off, and she's gone. My wife, who's here now, I knew her. I met her in Nashville. We were just friends. And, probably getting emotionally involved that I shouldn't have. Nothing physical, but, when I was on my benders here and there, I decided to call her, and I knew she still drank. So I'm like, all right, I'll drink. And it just got worse and worse. And I went to my first real 30-day treatment in Nashville, a great spot, Cumberland Heights. And I made it 30 days there, and I got out, and less than 3 weeks later, I was drinking again. And during that stretch, I proposed to my now wife.
Because that's a great idea.
Yeah, well, I was still technically married, and I remember waking up in rehab that last time thinking, oh, crap, what did I just do? God, I don't know, but you guide me.
Well, did she say yes when you asked her?
She did. She said yes. I even got to ask her father permission. Later on, I made amends. I talked to him because in my right mind, I would have never done it that way. But anyway, it happened, and God orchestrated it all, and, we just celebrated our 12-year wedding anniversary, and she's got 12 years, so it worked. But that was the last time, and that's when I was just done, and I took off, and I got really involved with service. I was less than 30 days at a meeting in Nashville that I had gone to many times, and they were looking for someone to lead the meeting, and no one was raising their hands. I'll do it. So I led it. It was a speaker meeting. I had to find the speakers.
Yep.
I got involved in another home group. We were the social chairs, and I started going to jails, bringing meetings in Nashville.
That's why it worked this time.
And I
That's
got
one of the reasons.
well, and I got involved right away. But no one ever took me through the steps or the program.
Really?
No, I had never officially gone through it. They were. I sort of did a fourth step when I told my sponsor some things I did, and I went and made some amends, but no one ever took me through the program. When we moved here in 2018, I had almost 5 years. That's when I met two guys that changed my entire trajectory because they introduced me to the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Well, good for you. That wasn't Joe and Charlie, was it?
It wasn't Joe and Charlie.
Just checking.
No.
No. Joe and Charlie are two famous guys that you can see on YouTube, that if you're in some sort of area of the world where you can't come in contact with another human being and you have internet service, it's a great, they go through every step through the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. So you've met these two men and they said, well, listen, let's do some work.
I got here, I started going to some meetings, and I was just miserable. I remember one day being just so down, and I went to this meeting. We just moved here, and there was one guy in there. We started talking. He's like, I just got out of treatment. I'm like, where? He said, White Sands. And I remember looking into that place before I moved to Florida thinking I would love to work in a treatment center. So because he said that, White Sands, the next day, I went to White Sands.
What year was that?
I applied, 2018.
All right.
And I applied for a job there, and it turned out, the head director there, he went to the same college that I did and was familiar, and because of that, we hit it off, and I started working there.
As a BHT.
As a BHT.
Very good. Behavioral health tech, ladies and gentlemen.
And I started working with you.
Yes, and it was like my first job, but this one guy said, hey, let's go to this meeting. There's these two guys, you're either going to love them or hate them. And Dick and Charles. And I went to this meeting. Some of you may know them.
Well, I know Charles.
Okay, yes. But anyway, I went there, and when they started teaching me what was in that book, I said, wow. They hit me with the information, and I just took off from there. I soaked up that information. I sat with Dick for over 2 years leading the study. Anyone who would sit with me at the treatment center after work, I would stay after work. We would do studies. During work, I would do groups. Anytime, I would just start working with people. And that's how I don't recommend that to people, okay? Get a sponsor. Find someone who's going to teach you that information and do it. Don't do it like I did, but I started doing it, and in doing it and teaching it, I started working it and learning it. And
What part of don't do it like I did it do you mean?
like, don't wait 5 years. And
Oh, I see, yeah.
Just go to meetings, and like no one ever taught me what I had to do. I mean, I thought, well, go to a meeting and call people, but no one ever gave me these directions at what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So find someone who's going to take you on, work with you, and do that right from the beginning.
And there are those people.
Yes.
Oh, there's plenty of them.
Yes.
You're absolutely right, Joy. And we're sitting next to two of them, actually. Mm-hmm. A lot of us in this room are that type of person. There's work to be done, but it's work. This work, but it's worth it. And for you, you've come out shining like new money. Your third marriage, right?
Yes.
Okay, is your last marriage.
Correct.
And
Good
you
Lord.
and you celebrated 12 years.
Yes.
You both are in music together.
Yes.
You write music.
Yes.
You perform music.
Correct.
You record music.
Yes.
You have music available out on the World Wide Web, right?
We do.
And what is the name of your?
We are Allen and Kelly.
Very good.
So we lead meetings together, which is another beautiful thing. She came into recovery to support me, and in supporting me, realized her own issues. You'll hear her.
Yeah, I
Oh
did
yeah,
that.
we've got her booked. As a matter of fact, she's going to be telling her story next month.
But we started doing this together, and we started leading meetings together, and we do a workshop together, and we started to expand that, and out of that, we found our love for music again, because we met doing music. And
Right.
we are Allen and Kelly, and we wrote country music for a while, and then, several years into recovery, I found my faith again. The big book got me to the good book. That got me connected with Jesus again, and I love that this is a faith-based program. AA doesn't tell you or what to believe in. You go on your own journey, and that's where it got me. And now we're recording a worship album.
Yes.
We're raising money for that, and we're letting God take
You
control.
run a pretty I should say. You facilitate a pretty unique recovery meeting, the two of you, don't you?
Yes.
What's a little bit different about that meeting?
We do it. We call it a workshop. If you're an addict, if you're a family member, if you're just someone who is struggling or is interested in a spiritual way of living, anyone is welcome. We teach the book, we teach the program. I've sponsored family members. We take them, through the steps. We've watched their lives change as a result of it. Anyone's welcome. I mean, it's addiction. And the problem is self. And even if you're a normal person, you probably struggle with selfishness, self-centeredness, fear, all that stuff, resentments as well. And once you get past the alcohol, it's there for everybody. And we run it like a workshop. We've gotten our worship music involved. Now we're starting to do worship nights. And just, there's a way to live that is just so much better than just trying to run the show and search for all these worldly things. So it's really great, and we bring meetings into the treatment every Tuesday. There's one going on. We have another workshop that's going on tonight as well, a beginner's workshop that we have 2 other people leading. Sunday night now we bring in meeting to White Sands. I mean, they've been I am so thankful for them, because they still let me go there and try to help people, and honestly, I love it. I would never stop. So we do 2 meetings there, 2 meetings at the IOP, and it's just phenomenal.
And I want to just mention that you said you help, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're struggling with the issues that you have with self, whether you're fearful, whether you're depressed, whatever, that addiction is a family disease, and the addict can wreak havoc with family members. And so, they need support also.
And we, I love teaching them about it, because
I know
it's tough. Why are you doing this? But we start teaching them, and it may not be easier, but it gets easier when they start understanding. Boy, that's not just their willpower. There is a real sickness. They don't understand the sickness part of it. And I'm convinced that it is, just because of my experience, what I've seen, and it just runs rampant through the families, and we're there for them as well, no matter what.
Yeah. One of the things I say a lot is that the biggest devastation is that I hurt the people I love and that love me. But I don't set out to do it. It's not a premeditated thing. That is the disease of addiction, that I'm going to get and do whatever I want to do, when I want to do it, regardless how it affects anybody around me.
And I'll say whatever I have to say to get away from people and go do what I got to do.
We know that. Is there anything we've left out?
No. I mean, everything that I could think of, I've said. It's such a great way to live, and I love doing this. I love being here. I love being around people like this. It's amazing.
Absolutely,
it shows,
Joy.
And that your passion, can draw in a lot of people. Anybody who's passionate about what they do and has something to offer, and just continue to try to help. I mean, that's magic. That's when the magic happens.
You're absolutely right, Joy. If you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, and you just keep spreading the good news. Allen, give Allen a nice round of applause. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we do, we're coming back with the second segment of the show, affectionately called Kimmy's Corner, brought to you by Kimmy's Recovery Zone. And then at the end of the show, not at the end of the show, but the third segment of the show is Allen and his lovely wife, Kelly.
Allen and Kelly.
Allen and Kelly. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Rated R for Recovery and RatedRforRecovery.com.
Struggling with life's challenges? At The Next Step, we're here to guide you to a brighter tomorrow. Whether it's counseling, recovery support, or simply finding hope, we provide the tools and community to help you rise. Take the first step toward healing today. Visit thenextstep.org and discover how we can support your journey to wellness. Remember, every step forward is a step toward a better you. The Next Step, your path to hope, starts here. With offices in Fort Myers and Naples, 844-639-8371.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254.
Feeling trapped in addiction? White Sands Treatment Center offers more than just detox. We build lasting recovery. With 3 inpatient and 18 outpatient locations located throughout Florida, we offer services from medically supervised detox to inpatient, outpatient, and sober living programs. Our services include individual therapy, family therapy, life skills, and small group sizes. Our amenities include yoga and massage therapy with recreational activities, including gyms, pools, and spa. Newsweek has named White Sands one of America's best addiction treatment centers 5 years in a row. You deserve quality care in a safe, supportive setting. Call White Sands Helpline at 833-423-2338 or visit whitesandstreatment.com and start your recovery journey today.
Welcome to Holy Spark. At Holy Spark, we bring power and reliability to every job. From panel upgrades and EV chargers to lighting installations and troubleshooting, we're dedicated to keeping your home and business running safely and efficiently. With expert craftsmanship, honest service, and free estimates, you can count on us to deliver electrical solutions that shine bright. Contact us today at holy-spark.net or call 239-789-6832.
Not everyone has the luck of the Irish. If a friend or family member is in trouble, call Shamrock Bail Bonds. Put our number into your phone, 239-332-2245, 239-332-2245, or go online at gobailmeout.com. Shamrock Bail Bonds provides fast, reliable service. Shamrock Bail Bonds, 1528 Broadway, downtown Fort Myers. Look for the Shamrock, and maybe luck will be on your side.
Hello, I'm Michael Manzi, owner of JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673. When starting this company 3 years ago, I had no clue that we would grow to what we have become. There is one thing I can say that we have done from the beginning is take pride in our work, making sure every customer we do work for is satisfied from beginning to end. Offering residential painting all the way to commercial painting with jobs done in a timely manner, with highly skilled professionals giving you top-of-the-line work. To help you create your new look, call JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673.
Struggling with addiction? You're not alone. At Phoenix House Project, we believe in second chances and brighter tomorrows. Our proven programs offer support, hope, and tools to rebuild your life. With expert care and a community that understands, transformation starts here. It's time to rise, reclaim your life, and become the best version of yourself. Visit phoenixhouseproject.squarespace.com today or call 239-244-7876. The journey to recovery begins with sober living. Phoenix House Project, where hope takes flight.
Kimmies Recovery Zone, where hope meets action. We're here to guide the journey from treatment to thriving, healthy living. With peer support, public education, and vital resources like housing, employment, and Narcan training, we're building stronger communities. Ready to make an impact? Together, we're creating a network of recovery, resilience, and renewed lives. Kimmies Recovery Zone, your hub for healing and hope. Visit us online today at kimmiesrecoveryzone.org. It's not how we survive, it's how we thrive.
When children have to play inside so they don't disappear.
Welcome back to Rated R for Recovery.
Calling all angels.
You know, everybody, that song you hear is very near and dear to all of us because of the fact that the gentleman that wrote it, Charlie Cullen, who was the songwriter for a band called Train, he died of an overdose in Brussels about a year ago now. But before he died, he wrote that song, Calling All Angels, for the band Train. And a group of musicians got together on Martha's Vineyard and recorded that song and then gave it to us to use for our show. And the singer, Danny Beisel, is agreed to be a guest on the show. And we're going to, when we get up to the point where we can do a long distance interview, Danny lives in Southern California. He's going to be a guest on the show. He's going to talk about how they, with that, and he'll be able to play guitar and sing too. I want to say this to everybody out there that's listening, whether you be here or whether you be listening to Al and our team, myself, Joy, is that if you need help, you can always contact Kimmies Recovery Zone, and Al's going to give you that information in just a minute. But we're here to spread a message of help to people that think there is no help, and there's plenty of help. And one of the champions of being able to supply help, I'm kind of getting tongue-tossed here, but one of the champions in helping other people is the gentleman that's sitting at this desk right now. He and the CEO, Heidi W., along with the team of people that work for Kimmies Recovery Zone, are here, whether it be something as simple as you can't figure out how to get a driver's license or a Social Security card. But this wouldn't be possible without the blessing of so many different people. And without any further ado, the founder and head of Kimmies Recovery Zone is Al Kinkle. Give Al a nice round of applause. This is Kimmy's Corner.
Thank you, John. So appreciative of your beautiful comments about not only Kimmy's Zone, but also the people, the foundation of Kimmy's Zone, which you mentioned, Heidi, but there's so many other people I'd like to mention right now. You know, I got Lance and Eileen sitting in front of me, and of course Alan and his dear wife, they were part of us a long, long time ago. So, you know, you don't do these things alone. You do them with a lot of people, or they don't work. And we found that out here in Lee County, and that's why we collaborate with each other. And it's even like tonight, you know, we have Fox 4. We had Ryan here. We want to thank Ryan. He's not here tonight, but Andy's here. There's Andy. Thanks, over Andy. There. Say hello to Andy. We can't tell you how much we appreciate the support we get from our our news providers, and Fox 4 and Wink also has been a big supporter of Kimmies Recovery Zone. And I understand they're thinking about getting married, the two of them, Fox 4 and Wink.
Aw.
So, and I just love that. And, you know, I am a minister, so I can perform the ceremony. But at any rate, I know there's more to the contract, but I can do that. I do weddings on the side to make a few bucks here and there that I give to Kimmies Zone.
No.
But, at any rate, I am so honored tonight. We have Alix here tonight. Bradley Alix, I'm sorry, Brandy.
That's okay.
Brandy. We just were talking
a fine
about
girl.
drinking, and I haven't drank in 20 years. But Bradley Alix is with us tonight from the Public Defender's Office. And, you know, we do have a lot of collaboration in this community, which is the beauty of it all. You know, we're working together, all of us, and we're making a big difference. And the Public Defender's Office is an amazing, amazing group of people over there. Ms. Smith is in charge over there, and she's just a dream come true for this community. And the things that they do there, they actually are saving lives, and it's so much better than some of the other things that we've done over the years. And he's just been solid as a rock for this whole community. So I want to thank you and the staff and everybody associated.
Yeah, it's very kind. Thank you.
So you get up in the morning, you go to work, very positive, because you know that you're going to change people's lives that day.
Yeah, that's the hope.
That is the hope, and knowing what goes on there, it happens, you know. So you're meeting people in the darkest points of their lives, and so when you step into work each morning, how's that feel? How do you feel going in there? Is that a real positive feeling? I know you're very positive, so you have a nice positive feeling about the day. And you know you're going to have some challenges, so you're prepared for all that. So the day should be positive no matter what the challenges are.
Yeah. Like you said, we're working with people that are maybe in one of the toughest points of their lives, so the weight of that is pretty heavy, but definitely we have a culture of a very hopeful feeling, you know. People might be in tough spots, but they might just be looking for an ear, someone to hear their story, someone to advocate for them like they've never been advocated for before. And that's what we do. We work with all of our community partners, like you mentioned, to make sure that we can leave people in a better place than we found them. So when they come to us, it might be a low point, but when they leave us, it should be a new hopeful point.
Yeah, we talked about some stories early on today, and I'm going to save that one that we just talked about a little while ago, because it's such a story. It's unbelievable, and to think that us human beings can change somebody's life like that as a team, it's just unreal. So when you're with your career, when did you realize, like, you know, you're not just working, this is not a job. I have more than a job here. I really have something that's a job for one reason or another, but also it changes people's lives. You know, when did you wake up to that fact, and, you know, how much responsibility you have, whether people move on in a positive way or go and change a different way?
Yeah, I'm not sure I could narrow it down to just one interaction. I think it's kind of a culmination of things that I've experienced in my role, and I'm lucky to have this role. I'm lucky that Kathy Smith has kind of championed this mental health and substance use treatment avenue that we try to not push, but help people go down. You know, I've worked with former FBI agents that lost everything to I've handed a woman in her 70s an ID with her face and name on it for the first time in her life, and she just wept. I mean, the impact that something so small can have on someone's life, that's something that most people take for granted. I know I've had an ID since I was 16 years old with my face and name on it, but this woman in her 70s had never seen it, and it opened so many doors for her that it makes a lasting impact.
Yeah, and when you go down a legal hole, a lot of times the helplessness that you feel, because to navigate, the legal system is, you know, it's difficult, it's overwhelming, and when you don't know anything about it, you can easily just throw up your hands and just give up.
Just feel lost, yeah. And that's what we exactly try to avoid. We want to make sure that everyone has the most complete holistic defense that they can have if they're with us in our office, so that they don't feel lost and they don't feel alone.
Yeah. Yeah, so what is something in every day that the public rarely understands, and you really, what you're saying there, the public has to understand a little bit more. I know that I had to learn that through my journey, a lot of lessons learned. And so what do you believe the public really has to learn that, like everybody, once they make a mistake, they're done for the rest of their life?
Sure.
In your position, you don't think that way?
No.
They're not done. I'm going to turn them over and help them out, and you're going to change your life. What you just said right there, imagine to be 70 years old and get your first picture on something legal piece of paper. It's amazing, you know, that people, it can happen. People can change, you know. So addiction, mental health, you can change, and you need that kind of help. You need the kind of help that Allen was offering a little earlier tonight.
Yeah. I think something that just kind of happens naturally is that when people get in trouble or accused of a crime, it's easy to look at them as a number and just part of the system, a criminal. They did it, they're in jail, they must have done it.
Yeah.
But, you know, then when it's someone they care about that's in trouble, whether it's their mother or brother or sister, then it's, well, they're a good person, they just made a bad decision. Right? Yep. But the truth of the matter is everybody in custody is somebody's mother, brother, sister, you know, that is a good person that made a bad decision, or is there because of the situations around them, right? It's a slippery slope that can happen to anyone at any time, to be honest with you. You know, mental health can come out of nowhere. Addiction can come out of nowhere. You could break an arm and get prescribed some opiates and never put them down again.
Right.
You know, it can happen at any time to anyone. So I think the quick judgment of, you know, that's a criminal, throw them away, they're no use to any of us is not fair.
Yeah, somewhere between that and everybody should get 3, 4, or 5 chances is where we should live.
I think, you know, I don't think prison helps anybody. You come back out in the same situation you went in, and often in the same situation you make the same choices. So I think we can do what we can, which is what my whole role is to rehabilitate people kind of out of the criminal justice system. So I don't think anyone is too far gone to be redeemed.
Nice.
Ooh. I love that story, man. You know, like if it's in my family, it's okay, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if that guy over there, you know, he's the one, or he's never going to be the same, he's never going to change. But if that's my son, daughter, aunt, uncle, mom, or dad, that person, will, you know, they just made a mistake, they're going to be fine, and they're going to change.
In recovery, they say, justice for you, mercy for me.
There you go.
Oh, nice, I like that.
That's it. Justice for everybody.
And mercy.
This young man right here. He gets justice for everybody. So let's go into that story of 38 years. What was that story you were telling me? I thought that I want to go into that. I can't wait.
Okay.
I want to hear it again.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to how many chances do you get. There was a client that everyone kind of said was too far gone to help, was you can never make a difference in that person's life, and the community really rallied together and came together, and this man was homeless for 38 years, getting arrested all the time because it was a safe place to get some food and a place to sleep. But the community came together. We used resources that already exist that just hadn't been put together before, and got him a fully furnished place to live for a year, completely paid for. And it really turned him around. He's not in that apartment anymore, but he is still housed because of some of our community partners. And I mean, he used to get, I couldn't even tell you how many times a year he was being arrested, but last year he got arrested once for 2 days. So it made a huge difference for him. Yeah.
Can you imagine that? What a story that is. 38 years homeless. Now he's in his own apartment. He's doing fine. He was arrested once. since that happened. That's amazing. It really is, you know. And again, I think the backdrop of that is the fact that it's a big organization that you have, and then it's a big area, Lee County, and we have a lot of community partners that we were talking about.
Impossible to do anything like that without everybody coming to the table and helping them out. Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned some names of partners that help you out. You want to throw a few of those names out?
Kimmies Recovery Zone is
you
one
want to
of
say
them.
that again?
Yeah.
You hear it the first time.
Really, I mean, there's hundreds. We'd be here all night if I tried to name all of them. But, you know, CPE, we've got representatives from a bunch of different treatment programs. Salvation Army, the jail is a great partner of ours, which kind of seems counterintuitive, but what they're doing over there is amazing. So, yeah, really, we see new scenarios come up all the time, and I've been doing this for a long time now, but I'm still surprised by some of the stuff that comes across. And if
He's 30 years old. He's been doing it for a long time. I don't get that, but that's okay.
If we don't have the answer, we know someone that will, which is kind of cool. That's what makes our 20th Circuit pretty special, is that we're all pretty well connected to each other and can lean on each other for those resources. So.
Yeah, and it's good. They work with the jail, and everybody works together. It really, you know, it's amazing. I've had a lot of experience with the jail system and with the sheriff working for, no, not that kind of jail experience, Eileen. No, but just the experience we have, and they're all working together, and that's the secret. You know, whatever it might be, we're working together, and that's really takes the pain away, sharing that love and that experience. And I think that the more we can have grace for other people and what's happening with them and in their lives, and don't be so judgmental. I think that's what you do. I mean, it's just amazing.
And information and care and working together to help people, it saves a lot of money. I mean, you know, if you want to look at it that way, it's much cheaper to do the hard road and to deal with people and to help them and to care for them and to use resources to help them than it is to continue to lock people up.
And the return on the investment is a healthy member of society.
Exactly.
Get much better than that.
Member, yeah. And Heidi read some numbers for us the last time, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but the numbers are really clarify everything that we're talking about right now, and how much it costs to keep somebody in jail, how much it is to keep people homeless. You know, it's much cheaper. And you're correct there. It's much cheaper to get them healthy and get them becoming citizens, working and having a job, and, you know, having the Lord behind them. They need all that stuff. So it's really interesting work and what you do. And again, I compliment you. And the biggest healthcare system that we have, and I'm going to see if Bradley knows. What is the biggest health care system we have?
The jails and the prisons.
Yeah.
Jails and the prisons.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Can you imagine that? So they're in there sick, high blood pressure, bad heart, bad liver, whatever it might be. So not only are they in jail, but they have the healthcare system tied down, the biggest healthcare system. And, you know, I'm sure that it's a challenge for them too, but it's also very challenging for that person that's sick that has to go to jail. So we want to get them healthy. We want to keep them here. We want to keep them on the streets, and we want to keep them working.
And
that's what's happening.
Get them linked
right?
to insurance too, so they can get some help with those.
What's that?
We'll get them insured too.
Yeah, we want to get them insured. Yes, absolutely. In fact, right now it's real important. So we're going to do that. How do you handle the emotional aspect of what you're doing? How do you handle that? Do you lift weights? Do you?
Can you tell?
What do you go to the gym? How do you take that emotional up and down?
You know,
that we all have, but
yeah.
You know, you especially, you're working so close with people, and you see good, bad, and how you handling that?
It can be taking on secondary trauma is dangerous in any role, of course, if you don't take care of yourself at the same time. So I'm lucky to have a great team at the Public Defender's Office that's always there to debrief and kind of chat about what's going on and help each other get through what we're talking about, because sometimes it is pretty heavy. But yeah, I have a loving family, a daughter at home that keeps me busy running around. She's 2, so She's probably watching. Go to bed, Daisy. But yeah, I mean, anything. Go for a walk, watch some sports, play video games, go to the gym. Just important to keep yourself right so that you can keep helping other people. You can't. What they say is you can't pour from an empty cup. So you got to make sure your cup is full first.
So you watch a lot of sports.
I do. I like sports.
Who do you like in the Super Bowl?
I'm a Patriots fan.
Patriots.
Yeah, raised,
oh
yep.
my God!
Grew up in Massachusetts. So
big crowd back there. Where's the Eagles at, man? What happened?
What happened to the Bears?
I think they're in Kansas.
Oh yeah, we go Birds. The Bears now, right? We're at the Bears. Okay, the audience is with the Bears, right?
Yeah, we were.
Who's with the Bears?
Go.
Okay, so you're collaborating with everybody, and just a little thought, when you're collaborating with everybody like you do, you collaborate with us an awful lot. Has it been helpful? Are we meeting the mark for you all?
Yeah, it's incredible. We couldn't do what we do without our community partners and their help.
There you go.
I know I've called Heidi a few times. We've got clients that are here, they're on a charge here, but they have no support system here. They have to get back to Tampa. They have no money, but that's where their family is, and they have a place to stay, and they have insurance, and their doctors are already set up there, and they just have no place to. They're not going to walk to Tampa. And I called in a pinch, and Kimmies has bought bus passes for people to get where they need to go, and we can coordinate with the team at the jail and get it put in their property or get them dropped off at the bus station just to make that transition as easy as possible, because we can only work with people really while their case is open, right? But that's not where their need ends. So to be able to have that warm handoff to so many different community partners helping out Kimmies with the peers and getting people a community that understand what they've been through is key to that long-term success.
Yeah, and we're here to let people know that we are here, and you don't have to just get dropped out of jail on the street at 2 a.m. when when your sentence is done or whatever, and with nothing to do. That we're here and we want to help.
Yeah, what's cool too is that it works the other way too, right? So if you guys have somebody here that doesn't know what to do with a probation appointment or might have a court date and might not have a court date, and we can help you guys out, it's a nice two-way street that really closes the gap for everyone in the community that needs help.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of muscle here in Lee County with our partners, and the collaboration is so important. Like I said, we've watched it grow over the years, and everybody gets so much smarter about working together. We're all the same human being. The only difference is, is the way we look sometimes. And people have to understand that we love each other and we want to help each other. And I see that happening here. I'm so proud of this Lee County, what they're doing. And that's all the services that we work with. But many services that won't be mentioned here tonight. I'd like to mention everybody, but we just can't do that. The point of our whole being right now is to get the word out there, and that's why we have a podcast, so we can touch more people, get into more houses, get more people to understand what's going on. The story that was told earlier, that there's nothing better than a story, a true story. People hear that story and they say, well, why can't I be like that? And before you know it, they're like that. So.
And I like to always add that if you're listening and you're in another community, you're not in Lee County, you can look to this county to what are they doing? Who can I talk to? How can I make that happen where I live?
Yeah.
So you can do that too. You just start.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's resource guides out there, and I know in Florida anyway, because I've pulled them for a lot of other counties for a presentation before. But many hands make light work, right?
That's right.
So we're all working towards the same end, so we might as well do it together.
Yeah, for sure, and we are. We're doing it together. Yeah. Okay, so you've seen in the court system come a long way. Responds to substance use. How does the substance use issue that we have the fentanyl is one of the major problems in our world today, let alone just Lee County, but the fentanyl crisis and then the addiction crisis. I mean, mental health and addiction, we've come so far with so many people, but what are you doing in the court system in particular for that, you're working with collaborating with everybody. Is there any other thing that you can say about addiction and mental health that that we're doing here that's maybe different than other places?
Hopefully it's not very different from other places, but we're definitely making a push towards more restorative justice, which is that holistic approach to the whole person, right? Not just looking at crime X has punishment X, right? We're figuring out why crime X occurred to begin with, and digging into that and helping change the scenario for that person so that those circumstances don't exist anymore. And you've mentioned my boss is the public defender here, Kathy Smith. She's gone a long way to changing the community into that mindset that restorative justice is actually beneficial and safer for the community and a better return on our taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting
Cost
people,
effective.
getting people the help that they need. Like I said before, if we put people into incarceration and don't change any of those surroundings and they come back into the same situation, it's easy to fall back into the people, places, and things that are why you're here in the first place.
Because that's all you know, and that's
Right.
where you go.
So if we can address those things at the same time as addressing that legal case, kind of capitalizing on the opportunity, the captive audience, if you will, but leaving them in a better place than they came to us with, then that's the goal.
And then the fentanyl hits us real hard, and how does that affect what you're doing? I mean, does it have any effect on your system and how you look at it, and people that come in that are really addicted to fentanyl, nothing else? I mean, that's what I've seen change a lot. I worked here for many years, and in the years you see it just change, where fentanyl was from time to time, and people overdosed and died from time to time. But now when I talk to people, what are you using? Oh, just fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's all they're using, fentanyl, but I don't know how they're still walking around. So is there a challenge in the fentanyl crisis for you all? How do you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the earlier the intervention, the better in those scenarios. But really, looking at the person as a whole, it doesn't matter what substance they're addicted to. If they want help with it, we want to get them help with it.
Okay.
Fentanyl obviously is very dangerous, and a very small amount can be a lethal dose, and it's being cut into other drugs now. So people that aren't even trying to use fentanyl are being exposed to it. Our law enforcement officers are being exposed to it, which is dangerous, which is why what you guys do here at Kimmies with the Narcan is so important.
Yeah.
You're saving lives.
Yeah.
Getting that Narcan everywhere you can get it, schools, the whole nine. That is such good work and such important work to giving people a chance.
Yeah.
So it's everywhere, it's dangerous, and it's seemingly easier and easier to come by. So we are seeing it more frequently as people's drug of choice.
Yeah, it's so easy to come by, and that's why we make it so easy to have Narcan available to people in our neighborhoods, because we want to get it out there. We're searching all the time for different areas that we might not have touched, and we have, Heidi has a map that she goes by too that tells us where the dark spots are, and we try to reach them. Now we just, we're blessed with a van, and we're going to take that van and we're going to go around and distribute more than we used to. I would believe that's what's going to happen somehow. Heidi's looking at me now saying, "What's he saying?"
Where's he going now?
But that's a big challenge for us, because if you look at what happened last year, we had 123,000 people died of an overdose. This year it was about 80,000. Those numbers could be a little, not quite right, but I think that's the number, 80,000. So we do have a downtrend in the overdosing, but that doesn't mean that everybody's cured. The overdosing because of Narcan and the collaboration that we do. And that includes everybody, the jail system, what you do. And, so we've made a major difference in that. And I don't want to just say, oh, it's because of Narcan. Narcan is a big part of it. But I think the collaboration is really working, and that's what's saving the many lives that we have saved this past year. And I'm proud of everybody that's working together. Okay, so when you go home at the end of the day, you have a beautiful family.
Yep.
Okay, you have a wife.
Yep.
Her name?
Courtney. Shout
and
out,
you
Courtney.
have a nice child.
Yes, 2-year-old.
2-year-old.
Daisy.
Yep. Head first with the 2-year-old tantrums. Yeah.
So are you up all night?
No, thankfully, the one thing we wanted her to get from me was sleep, and I can sleep like a champ, and so can she. So
Yeah.
we're lucky there.
Yeah, good. That's good. It's nice having a little 2-year-old around.
Yeah, keeps us busy for sure.
That's your reward in life, man. You got a little baby to keep you busy. That'll keep you busy. That'll be sure, because it just begun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You haven't
we're
seen
just
nothing
getting
yet. Yeah. Anyway, personally, this kind of work, what I know about you and of you has changed you a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that the improvement that we make as we go along as human beings in life, it comes from our life experiences, and they can be bad experience, but you still can learn by it and do good. And I think that you've done really unbelievable work in this community, and that's part of who you are. But I think as you grew and do what you're doing, has that changed you emotionally? And what you just said a few minutes ago, you treat the whole person. That's so important.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
so you've learned a lot.
It'd be impossible for it not to change you a little bit. And I was what's called an outreach specialist before I was in my role now at the Public Defender's Office. So I was going into people's homes and doing home visits and seeing, the situations that they were coming from and living with and trying to overcome in some cases. And now that I'm more in the criminal justice system itself, I see how hard it is for people to get out once they're in. It's a really difficult system to get out of and stay out of without the right help. And I think there's a lot of people that have never been able to tell their story or feel heard, and sometimes that makes all the difference in the world. I can't tell you how many times people have told me, I'm going to tell you something, but I've never told anybody before. And it you can see a weight kind of coming off of their shoulders, and why am I telling you? I don't know, but it ends up being an important part of their story and an important part of how we can treat that whole person and defend that whole person in our roles. I used to kind of think asking for help made you weak, but I actually think that it's the strongest thing you can do. One of the hardest things you can do, but it makes you a much stronger person to do that. And I don't know that I would have had that point of view without going through this job and going through the experiences that I've gone through in this job. So I'm very, very thankful for that, of course. But the other thing is that community piece. You don't know until you're in it. But Lee County, and I work for all 5 counties that we cover for the Public Defender's Office. So Collier, Charlotte, Hendry, and Glades counties. There's a lot of caring people out there that want to help. It's just you might not know how to get the help, that the help exists. So having that one piece open a whole new world for you is pretty cool. And I have a different mindset about it now that everyone deserves that chance.
Yeah, and there's that train of thought of a person, I do this myself, and I did this all by myself, and right. I blah, blah, blah. We are a community, and we talk about that every single week, and about people working together. And I had the little tidbit of, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yeah, good. I like that. Yeah. I really do. And it's the truth. People have to tell it. We opened up with a story, but that's so important. And what I find today, when I start talking to people, it never used to be that way. You start talking to people, and all of a sudden they say, well, this happened, and this happened, and they all of a sudden start telling you. So that means that we're opening up as a society that we never did before, and opening up and telling a story. There's nothing bigger or better than that. And I think I've had enough of you tonight.
That's a good way to end.
Give Brad a nice round of applause, everybody.
Thanks for having
me. The Public Defender's Department or office was a big part of my recovery. I was locked up quite a few times and was represented by your office quite a few times. So thank you for that. That's a great job. I also want to recognize some people that are behind the scenes, Al. I don't think we give these people enough recognition, and they're not all here. There's such a big team involved with Kimmies Recovery Zone, it's not funny. But the two people the one young lady that's the most responsible is your CEO, and that's Heidi. Would you stand up, please?
Yeah. Yes, stand up, Heidi. There she is.
I like to say I have a face for radio, but you have a beautiful face. and then the young lady that books the show, the guests for you, and gives us an outline of what we're going to talk about. Eileen, would you stand up?
Keeps us on track.
Yeah, face the camera. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to have Allen and Kelly perform for us. You're listening to Rated R for Recovery, ratedrforrecovery.com.
Thank you, everybody.
Struggling with life's challenges? At the Next Step, we're here to guide you to a brighter tomorrow. Whether it's counseling, recovery support, or simply finding hope, we provide the tools and community to help you rise. Take the first step toward healing today. Visit thenextstep.org and discover how we can support your journey to wellness. Remember, every step forward is a step toward a better you. The Next Step, your path to hope, starts here. With offices in Fort Myers and Naples, 844-639-8371.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254.
Feeling trapped in addiction? White Sands Treatment Center offers more than just detox. We build lasting recovery. With 3 inpatient and 18 outpatient locations located throughout Florida, we offer services from medically supervised detox to inpatient, outpatient, and sober living programs. Our services include individual therapy, family therapy, life skills, and small group sizes. Our amenities include yoga and massage therapy with recreational activities, including gyms, pools, and spa. Newsweek has named White Sands one of America's best addiction treatment centers 5 years in a row. You deserve quality care in a safe, supportive setting. Call White Sands Helpline at 833-423-2338 or visit whitesandstreatment.com and start your recovery journey today.
Welcome to Holy Spark. At Holy Spark, we bring power and reliability to every job. From panel upgrades and EV chargers to lighting installations and troubleshooting, we're dedicated to keeping your home and business running safely and efficiently. With expert craftsmanship, honest service, and free estimates, you can count on us to deliver electrical solutions that shine bright. Contact us today at holy-spark.net or call 239-789-6832.
Not everyone has the luck of the Irish. If a friend or family member is in trouble, call Shamrock Bell Bonds. Put our number into your phone, 239-332-2245, 239-332-2245, or go online at gobailmeout.com. Shamrock Bell Bonds provides fast, reliable service. Shamrock Bell Bonds, 1528 Broadway, downtown Fort Myers. Look for the Shamrock, and maybe luck will be on your side.
Hello, I'm Michael Manzi, owner of JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673. When starting this company 3 years ago, I had no clue that we would grow to what we have become. There is one thing I can say that we have done from the beginning is take pride in our work, making sure every customer we do work for is satisfied from beginning to end. Offering residential painting all the way to commercial painting with jobs done in a timely manner, with highly skilled professionals giving you top-of-the-line work. To help you create your new look, call JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673.
Struggling with addiction? You're not alone. At Phoenix House Project, we believe in second chances and brighter tomorrows. Our proven programs offer support, hope, and tools to rebuild your life. With expert care and a community that understands, transformation starts here. It's time to rise, reclaim your life, and become the best version of yourself. Visit phoenixhouseproject.squarespace.com today or call 239-244-7876. The journey to recovery begins with sober living. Phoenix House Project, where hope takes flight.
Kimmies Recovery Zone, where hope meets action. We're here to guide the journey from treatment to thriving, healthy living. With peer support, public education, and vital resources like housing, employment, and Narcan training, we're building stronger communities. Ready to make an impact? Together, we're creating a network of recovery, resilience, and renewed lives. Kimmies Recovery Zone, your hub for healing and hope. Visit us online today at kimmiesrecoveryzone.org. It's not how we survive, it's how we thrive.
When children have to play inside so they don't disappear.
Welcome back to Rated R for Recovery.
We like to think of ourselves as mildly entertaining, ladies and gentlemen. So in view of that, the third segment of Rated R for Recovery is some jazzy stuff. We get up-tempo, we have fun, and you're going to do some original music.
We are.
Well, get some in. Come on, what do you mean? We are.
Yes,
we are.
Yes, we are going to do some original music.
Yes, we're going to knock it out of the park.
I didn't know if we were on the air yet.
We are.
Oh, we are. Great.
We're back. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nashville recording artists, Allen and Kelly.
Hi, thank you all for being here. Thank you for having us, Rated R. And we also want to give a special thank yous to Kimmies Recovery Zone, as Allen talked about our meetings and our workshops that we lead, and they all started here. So we always want to give them the credit and the thank you for that.
Thank you.
Giving us a place to get that started.
Cool. Well, we are about to record a worship album. We've been asking God to try to provide for us. We're doing a donation at Give and Go. You can donate to help. We're matching the money that we raise, and we're going to do a couple of the songs that are on this tonight, and praise Jesus for never being too low to give up on.
The song's called Your Water.
The world gave me the well, and it has run dry. I drank from it day after day, and it has emptied my life. Lord, please give me your water, so I won't be thirsty again. Lord, please give me your water. From the river that has no end. Lord, please give me your water.
Well, promise freedom. It promised me security. It promised me peace of mind. But all it did was empty me.
All it did was empty me. Lord, please give me your water. I won't be thirsty again. Lord, please give me your water. River that has no end. Lord, please give me your water. Lord, I thirst. I come to drink. I believe. I receive. Yeah, Lord, I thirst. Come to drink. I believe. I receive. Lord, please give me your water. So I won't be thirsty again. Lord, please give me your water. From the river that has no end. Lord, please give me your water. Lord, please give me your water.
Thank you. That's going to be the title track. Yeah, that's definitely has some recovery in it. You know, I drank a lot of things that took me down the wrong wells, so that was good.
Well, we're going to close out with one more song. This one's a little more upbeat. It was a song that we wrote, I think one of the more recent ones, and it came out, and Allen was so excited about it, and I joined in on his excitement with this one. So we hope you enjoy it. It's called Rejoice. And again, like Allen mentioned, we are currently prayerfully raising money for our worship album. We do have a donation link out there. We're happy to send it to anybody that's in person here tonight, but it is for anybody that's listening. It's on givesendgo.com, and it's Allen and Kelly's worship ministry.
Cool. Hey, can you all say rejoice? Rejoice. There we go. I'm going to want you all to sing along when we get to the part, please. It's not that difficult. We owe everything to our higher powers, and for us it's Jesus, and this one's called Rejoice. Let's just be happy in recovery. I like this one a lot. It makes me smile. He has given us new life. No more death is inside. And every day he holds us in his loving hands with a love so strong that it will always last. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. Sing it. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice in the Lord always with our praising voice. What? Rejoice,
temporary place. Life eternal, it waits for us one day. Sing it! Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. Sing it! Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice in the Lord always with our praising voice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. I want them to hear you. The old is gone away. He fulfills his promise made. Like always, like always. The Lord will never change. He has mercy and grace. Like always, like always. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. I want them to hear you. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice, oh rejoice, oh rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice, oh rejoice, oh rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice in the Lord always with our praising voice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord.
Kelly, why don't you tell the listeners here and the listeners at home how they can get your music?
Yeah, well, we are Allen and Kelly. You can find us at allenandkelly.com, and that's ALLEN and KELLY.
Very nice, very nice. And we would like to invite you. Well, it's nice to have you back. And you'll come back again?
We will definitely come back. And hey, at the end of this month, we're doing a worship night at White Sands IOP. So it's a Saturday night. Some people wonder, what do I do on a Saturday, especially early in recovery?
Right.
We're going to have food, fellowship, music.
Where's this going to be?
Preacher, White Sands IOP.
So you go to White Sands
We're gonna
on
be
Colonial
there.
Boulevard.
No. Metropolis, the IOP building.
See?
It's different, yes.
Okay.
The IOP building on Metropolis. We're doing a worship night, food, fellowship, a preacher, music. We're just going to have some fun, substance-free.
I should talk to our executive producer and see if we could do a live broadcast from there.
Listen, we do
Love
these
that
every other month. Please,
idea.
let's do it.
That's up to him.
Sounds good.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, join us each and every week. Tuesday night, we do a live streaming of this show on YouTube. Go to YouTube, like and subscribe. Next week, we have our friend Jamie is going to tell his story. And then Rob Rabb, the owner of Next Step, is going to come on and explain exactly what he does. And that should be a very interesting and dramatic show, I guess. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Rated R for Recovery and RatedRforRecovery.com live from Kimmies Recovery Zone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you, too, for staying. Thank you.
Thanks.